Good morning, kids. It is Reader's Workshop time. We're in the area of fiction and traditional literature, and I'm picking traditional literature. Before we read, I read to you. Let's go over voice fluctuation. Change your voice to make the reading interesting using the punctuation marks. So, if you come to a period, that means you're stopping. Take a breath and then continue. Come to an exclamation mark, you're excited, your voice gets loud. Happy birthday! If you come to a question mark, you're asking a question, your voice naturally goes up because you're waiting for a response, an answer from someone. How are you today? If you come to a comma, that's usually found between words within a sentence. That means stop, take a breath, count to 3, continue reading till you get to the end punctuation mark. When you see quotation marks, that means somebody's doing the talking. Change your voice to that character. Make that reading interesting. Now, besides changing your voice with punctuation marks, I want you to also pay attention to when you're reading of the characters. How are they? Are they kind? Are they nice? Are they mean? Are they smart? Are they clever? Are they sneaky? Okay, so this is a story that I know we've read many different versions, many different styles of it, and you might have seen a movie of it. So let's see how they write this one. This is called The Three Little Pigs. Adapted, the author took it and changed it a little bit to make it their own, Austin Burley. Illustrated, the person who drew the pictures, Susan Spellman. One day, a mother pig told her 3 little pigs that it was time for them to go out into the world and make their own way. The 3 brothers gave their mother a farewell kiss and set out. They followed the path into the countryside. While they walked, they enjoyed the warm sunshine on their heads and the fresh, clean smell of grass and meadow, open fields. As the sun reached its highest point in the sky, the 3 pigs came across a man who was selling straw. The first little pig felt that the straw would be a fine material with which to build a house. He bought all the straw the man had and soon built himself a lovely little cottage, little house, at the edge of the meadow. Just as the first little pig was settling into his comfortable straw chair, there came a knock on his door. It was a wolf. Little pig, let me in," said the wolf. "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," squealed the pig from inside his new straw home. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," said the big, bad wolf. Now here they're not showing the wolf. They're showing the 3 pigs in the beginning of the story, and they're showing the 1 pig over here buying the straw from the man to build the straw house. The wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down. The first little pig scrambled, ran quickly away. The second little pig had met a man carrying a bundle of sticks. The pig bought the sticks and built himself a lovely little cottage house. It was not long after he finished that big bad wolf came along. He knocked loudly on the door, saying, little pig, let me in." "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," said the second little pig. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," threatened the wolf. And the wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down. and the second little pig ran away as fast as he could. The third little pig had happened to meet a man carrying a load of bricks. This pig bought the man's bricks and built himself a very snug, nice, sturdy little cottage near his brother's. It did not take long for the wolf to find the third pig. Little pig, let me in, growled the wolf. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, squealed the little pig. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down, roared the wolf. Now here is the house made of sticks, and he blew it down and the pig ran away. Here is the house made of brick, and he was blowing, huffing, and puffing. Now let's see what happens to the brick house. And the wolf huffed, and he puffed, then he puffed, then he huffed, and he could not blow the little house down. The bricks were just too strong, said the wolf, and then he quickly made a new plan. Little pig, he said, Mr. Morrow's farm has a nice field of turnips, because he wants the pig to come out and go eat it. If you like, I could take you there at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. The little pig agreed, but he was too smart for the wolf. He awoke at 5 o'clock, went to the field, that means an hour earlier, and got the turnips, and was back in the house when the wolf arrived at 6. The wolf was very angry that he had been tricked. He thought of a new plan. Little pig, he said sweetly, there is a tree full of juicy apples just up the road in Granny Smith's garden. I will show you at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. The little pig woke up at 4 o'clock, an hour earlier, and hurried off to find the apples. The wolf also woke up at 4 o'clock. Ooh, he figured out the pig's trick, and went to the garden to wait for the little pig. Just as the wolf thought, the little pig was already carrying some juicy red apples down from the tree when he arrived. Oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? Here, he couldn't blow the house down, so he tried convincing him to go to the garden to get the turnips with him. Here, the wolf now found him at the apple tree at 4 o'clock. Let's see what happens. The little pig was frightened. The wolf came close and called up to him. My, you are up early, said the wolf. How are the apples? Delicious, answered the pig. Why don't you stand back, and I will throw one down to you. The little pig tossed the apple as far as he could. He threw it so far that he was able to scoot down the tree and run away, so he got away. The little pig was safely home before the wolf found the apple he had thrown. Is that wolf very smart? Back at his little brick house, the pig made applesauce, apple pie, and he still had plenty of apples left to eat. Not being one to give up, Wolf went back to the little pig's house the very next day. Little pig, said the wolf, there is a fine fair, where you go on rides, play games, in town today. Let us go together. I will come by for you at 3 this afternoon. The pig agreed, but of course he went much earlier. He wanted to be home before the wolf came. The little pig was on his way home with a barrel, a big container, of he had won at the fair when he saw the wolf approaching. Uh-oh. So here, he made apple pie. Here, the pig's on the way home and sees the wolf coming from the fair. The smart little pig crawled into the barrel, so he went inside the barrel. He rocked it back and forth until it tipped over and began to roll it down the hill. The barrel with the little pig inside headed straight for the wolf. This frightened the wolf so much that he ran right home. The next day, the wolf knocked on Little Pig's door. "Little Pig," he said, "I was on my way to meet you at the fair yesterday when the most frightening thing came rolling down the hill at me. I ran straight home." Little Pig laughed. "I am afraid it was that I frightened you. I was in the barrel." The wolf was very unhappy to hear this. "Little Pig," roared the wolf, "I am going to eat you for dinner today. I could not blow your house down, and I could not trick you, but now I will certainly come down the chimney to get you." So now he's lost his patience. He's going down the chimney. The little pig had hung a pot filled with water over the fire. The wolf tumbled down the chimney right into the boiling water. Because back in those days, they also cooked over their fireplace with a pot hanging. And the wolf, when he came down that chimney, boing, was in the hot pot of water. The pig quickly put a heavy top on the pot, and that was the end of the big bad wolf. Later that evening, there was a knock on the little pig's door. He was relieved to find his two brothers standing there. The three of them enjoyed turnip salad, apple pie, and a barrel full of applesauce, and they lived happily ever after. And here they're showing you the wolf is losing his patience and is going down the chimney, and that was the end of his life after that. Here you see that the pig was in the barrel chasing the wolf away. So now this is your time to do your reading at home. Don't forget, if you can't read to anyone, read to yourself. Look at the punctuation marks while you're reading. Change your voice. Make your voice interesting. Also, think of the characters in your story. Are they nice? Are they kind? Are they sneaky? Are they smart? Are they not too smart, but they think they are? Ha 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 ha. Think of that in this story that we just read. So until next time, happy reading and voice fluctuation and character thinking. Bye-bye.